Here we go.
Okay, so if you allow me to share the screen on my PC.
Yes, let me
I'm not
do that right now.
sure.
There you go.
Okay, so just a quick introduction. You can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Ali, and I'm the founder of DiabetesCloud. Our company serve people with diabetic with mainly two products. We have the continuous glucose monitoring system and the insulin pumps. And we are the exclusive distributor for Microtech for the region of UAE, Kuwait, Libya, Egypt. And we are starting this business newly, where we need to have the support from the OpenAI, from the chatbots, so that we can make our life easier when we are responding to customers. So first of all, Ahmed is responsible for the customer service team. He is from the team in Egypt, and Ahmed is based in Egypt as well. But we have been trying to use this system. I believe you are familiar with. Okay, so we have a pro account where we can get one put working for us, and I'll show you what we are looking for to achieve, and I'll need your support to advise if this is applicable or not, and if not, what could be the alternative, how you will be able to support us, and maybe how much it will cost, so that we need to do something that is professional. We don't want to go read, find what is the best practice and try to implement. We need to start this put the soonest before the new year. By the way, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So this is what we are looking for, Danny, to achieve. I'm not sure if my screen is clear to you or not.
Yes, I do see this diagram.
I'll make it a bit bigger so that you can understand.
Okay.
So what we are looking for is that the customer comes to any of our communication media, either it is WhatsApp, Messenger, it is on Instagram, whatever the communication channel with the customer, whatever the customer message is, regardless what he said, we need to identify his first name, the language that he is writing to us, if he is a new user or a return user, and his country, he is communicating to us from which country. So this to identify this user and what is the preferences for the language, and what is the preference, what is the customer location, because this depend on the customer location. There is some changes that we need to make on that flow.
Okay.
So the first thing, that whatever the customer message is, we need a response to go to the customer. Hi, his first name, welcome to DiabetesCloud support. And we need to ask the customer which product you would like us to assist with, insulin pumps or continuous glucose monitoring system. So we will give him a message, and we will give him two buttons to select this insulin pumps or continuous glucose monitoring. Let's say that the user select the continuous glucose monitoring. Then, upon the selection of the continuous glucose monitoring, we need to run a small video that we have, which is dedicated to that product. It is explaining the product quickly in a minute. And if you select, for example, the insulin pump, there will be another video which will run to show what is the insulin pumps to the customer. But in that step, for example, let's say that this customer language is in Arabic. So we need this video to be running in Arabic. If this customer language is in English, then this video need to be in English.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Then if he is looking for this, let's say this is a category of the product. So it will give him two products which we have here, which is IDEX and another product called Executive EQ, which is a simple product, and a back button to go to the main menu to select again if he made a mistake or something.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Let's say that he selected the IDEX. Then we will give him some selections that you'd like to know something about the prices of this product, or you have any technical queries about this product, or to go back again here, or to go to the main menu.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's say that he is interested to see the product. Then we will show him all the product that we have, which should be available already on the commerce section on the chatbot. We have a commerce section, right? So it will show product 1, 2, 3 based on the product that we are going to select. Suppose that this customer said that I have a technical query. Then in that case, we need to send, or the system need to send, we have an academy for IDEX. If the customer is looking for any technical queries, then we need to give him a link for the video, the academy of this product, and send a message, how can I assist you with your request? And at this certain point of time, we need the assistant, not the chatbot itself. We need the assistant to start the conversation with the customer. The assistant which we are going to teach him about this product and how to deal with the specification or requirement of this product.
Sure.
Then at this certain point of time, this specific assistant, which is dedicated only for this product, will say, okay, how I can send, or how can I support you for IDEX? The customer start to give a question, the put response. But on the put response, we need the customer the ability to go back here or to go to the main menu with each response.
Yeah.
Okay, then, and so on, so far. That's it for here.
Yeah.
So let's say that the customer selects the Executive EQ. This is very simple product. Then we will give him the prices right away.
Okay.
When it comes to this kind of product, which is the insulin pump, I'm not sure if you are aware about the insulin pump or not, but the insulin pump is let's say it is a medical product which inject insulin based on the reading of the blood glucose.
Right.
So this is a very
so they don't have to inject themselves every time, right?
yes.
It's just
yes.
kind of like automatic.
Correct. And it can be a closed loop system if it is already integrated with the continuous glucose monitoring system.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but Equil, it is a product that we cannot declare its price right away because it is, let's say, it is a complicated product that need training. It need dedicated after sales support team whom are medical background so that they can support the customer on the right let's say advice. So if he selected the insulin pump, we have two models, Equil Ease and Equil, and we need to give him a back button. Let's say that this, just a second. Equil or Equil Ease, or to go back. And then if he selected any of these two products, he will get a menu for the prices and the agent, technical queries, back, and the main menu. If he select prices, we cannot show the prices right away, like what we did here, for example. If he select the prices, then we need to collect some data before we declare the price to the customer.
Gotcha.
Where is his country? Yeah. Is he a pump, the pump user? Is he a kid or a grown-up or somebody else? What is the kind of diabetes that he has? Is he using currently CGM, continuous glucose monitoring? Yes or no? Is he using currently any insulin pump? Yes or no? And to input to us his phone number, to be able to communicate with him.
Yeah.
Based on the customer selection here, then we should select to collect all those data and then send it to the agent in Egypt or agent in Kuwait or the agent in UAE, that somebody from this country with this specific, let's say, characteristic, that he's type 1 and he's not using insulin pump, he's not using CGM, blah, blah, blah. And this is his phone number. And we need to send this information to the agent himself through maybe a Google sheet, and as well as to response to the customer with that we have collected earlier information and it had been communicated already with the agent in your country, in Egypt or Kuwait, blah, 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 and to tell the user with the agent details as well. So our response will be to the user, this is the agent details in your country, and we should select all those data, put it on Google Sheet, so that the agent in that country can be able to see that there is a request coming from a customer about the price. The other point, if this customer from here select that he needs technical queries, then we will do the same like what we did here for this product, for the technical queries. We should send first the academy, which tell the customer, which learn the customer about the product. We should send the message, how can I respond to you, blah, blah, blah. And at this point of time, we need to start another assistant, which is dedicated for this product. And we are going to teach this assistant how to respond to this specific product. And it goes on the same sequence again, response with back menu and main menu, response with back menu and main menu. So I know it may be a bit, let's say it is not complicated, but it is a quite big. And my first question to you, Danny, is, are we able to teach or to train two different assistants, one dedicated for edX and one dedicated for Equil, and to just put it here as a part of the flow?
Yes, that is totally possible. The common thing to do here would be to have a knowledge base from which bot A and bot B, let's just call it assistant A and assistant B, will pull data from. So I imagine you have, for instance, some literature, some PDFs, some owner's manual, for instance, for the ADEX product and for the other product, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what we did and why we switched to that model.
Okay.
Because originally what we were looking for is to use one assistant, and this assistant, انت غيرتهم احمد دولت؟
بتاع ايكويل مسحت منه حاجات ايدكس.
Okay, so for example, we already loaded some of this data and we made it in a simple format so that the assistant can easily retrieve this kind of information. We made it in a PDF. I'll show you the database files, and we tried our level best to put some instructions here for the bot itself or for the assistant itself, so that it read only from those specific files. It does not declare that, for example, he is a bot. I think I wrote some instructions here that he is working, this assistant as an agent for DiabetesCloud. He is always searching on those files, which is the database files only, so that he does not use his own knowledge. He does not, let's say, mix between the product for the inquiries about CGM to go only for the IDEX CGM files and fetch or for the information on it. For Equil, he look only to the Equil file. Before responding, he must take the time to respond correctly. So, but our let's say our trial using this, I take all those instruction and what we are teaching, blah blah blah, and we put it into ChatGPT 4, and this is what we got from ChatGPT 4, that you can use those as, let's say, as a promotes for the put itself. The response, or let's say the quality of the put, was not that much good compared if this put was only you working or this assistant only working for one specific product with less number of files, less number of data. The responses was very good. But when we use the same assistant to respond for the two products, the result was not satisfying the same way we made it, the same way it was for one product. This is why we thought that it is better to don't go with the flow of the customer. We drive the customer to go into our selections, and then to use two different assistants for the technical part. One assistant for Equil for this product, one assistant, separate assistant for edX. So this is what we are looking for to achieve. And I would like to hear from you the visibility, the feasibility of this system. Is it applicable to be done, yes or no? And if no, what could be the alternative? How you can support us?
Yeah, sure
Are
thing.
we able to make it?
So no, this is just what I was going to suggest, right? That create one assistant for one specific product and a second assistant for a second product, right? So you got the logic correct, right? Let me ask you something. With the current setup, how was that output? Was it accurate when you had one assistant dedicated to one product?
Yes, it
And
was much better.
Was it accurate?
Yes, it was accurate.
Okay, yeah. So that was my intuition there. Now a few
But
things.
you know, Danny, to be honest, okay, and I'll be straightforward, that we don't want to waste more time because we have a big campaign that should start on Jan 2024.
Okay.
And we don't want to go watch the videos, blah, 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 and try this, try that. So maybe we are uploading the files in a wrong format. Maybe the way we built the database is not the best practice. Maybe we cannot, on each response, we cannot get these two buttons. Maybe you have something else in your mind or a best practice that you have used earlier, and it is better for us to go the same way. So this is why we start to connect with you, get your feedback, and just agree on how we can move forward.
Sure thing. So with the rest of the build out, how far have you gotten so far?
Sorry, come again?
So as I understand, you have created one assistant for the edX product and a second assistant for the Equil product. Am I correct so far?
It was this assistant which you have seen on the screens. This just was created for the purpose of testing this flow, which we are discussing right now.
Gotcha.
But originally, 2 days ago, there was one assistant which we built with the best of our experience, uploading files in a correct format and using ChatGPT 4 to create for us the promotes. It was quite good, let's say, but it is not perfect.
Okay.
The same way we built one, the same way using the advice from ChatGPT 4 to create the promotes, but it was for one dedicated product. The performance was much higher, and it was better. This is why we said, okay, guys, let's go back again one step, and let's create a flow. And within this flow, we inject two separate assistant, each for a different product. But when we try to create this, we stuck with that we cannot identify the customer country at the beginning step. We were not able to, when we started the assistant, we cannot go back.
Okay.
Okay, when the assistant starts, you cannot go back to that flow or to the main menu to get out of the, let's say, the assistant loop. And we need to make sure that when we build the assistant, it is being built to the best practices, which we don't have it for sure.
Gotcha. So the logic that you have explained so far is correct, right? It might be some structural modifications that will enhance the functionality that you desire, right? So, for instance, if you or the user has gone into the flow where the ADEX assistant is now engaging and is asking and responding questions, and the person currently is not allowed to go back to a main menu or to go back, some levels above that conversation. That would probably require some modifications in the structure of the bot, right? Not so much in the database of the bot, right? One of the things that we have to keep in mind while building AI bots is that sometimes it will generate answers that are not very accurate, right? They're not hallucinations, for instance, but they're not precise, right? For those fine tuning, if you will, we would need to go back into either a database where we know it's gathering that specific conclusion, although somewhat inaccurate, and then help it understand in the way, I'm not sure if you've seen some of the videos that are in the YouTube channel where we or Ryan showcases the show and tell method, right? So tell the bot or tell the assistant, right, to respond X query, and then, for example, right, and then give it an example, like show it, right, not just tell it, but show it. For example, if they type Egypt, then proceed to pull the information from the database where that language is congruent. And I'm just making an example here. So the show and tell method is it is very helpful when it comes to engineering these prompts that will give you better quality outputs, right? Now, sometimes for something like this, that will require some testing, right? As I understand, your time is limited, but at the same time, you may maybe highlight some of the topics or some of the keywords, some of the details that need to be more detailed, that need to be more accurate, right? And then you could identify where is it pulling this data from, right? Which one of these files, and then make those files maybe a little clearer, maybe check on the spelling. I did see some words there that it may just interpret differently. So those could be some potential modifications to the actual assistant in order for it to receive better instructions, right? As we know, the magic is on the prompts, the magic is in the instructions. And I know that you've given it some very detailed instructions, but maybe there's some that need to be a little bit more detailed. And I know these type of products and this type of end users need to have some pretty
Clear information.
accurate
Yes.
information, right? And maybe with the ongoing monitoring of these responses, right? Maybe we can then enhance and fine tune those answers to be specific with the language that is specific, with the sending the notification via email to the right agent in Egypt, to the right agent in Kuwait, etc. Maybe looking at what that data sheet looks like, right? See if it's populating those fields in the right order and such. So I
I
bet
can
I bet you have a group of files there. Okay, got you.
Yeah, so actually, Dan, what we made that we converted the user manual. We excluded all the photos, we excluded all the misleading information, let's say, and we put it in a simple table. Okay, for this is the data. For this done, for this specific headline, this is the data, and so on so far. So we made the database in a way that it is simpler, it is straight to the point, it is not big files. But if you see, when we loaded the database for edX, it was 3 files. This edX, knowledge base 1, knowledge base 3, knowledge base, knowledge base 2, and 3.
Okay.
So when it was only 3 files with the prompts that we put it in the instructions, it was, I can say that it was working perfectly. It understood the data clearly, and it can even interpret not the exact information. It can interpret the logic, and if you give an example asking based on that rule, it gives you the correct responses. So it was very good experience for us. But when we added more data, increased the prompts, the responses was not that much, let's say, appreciated from our side. This is why we said, okay, so let's go back again one step, guys. Let's drive the customer on a specific flow, okay? Because not all the customer are coming asking about technical. They need to know the prices. They need to know something technical, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And we need to collect some information. This is why we said we need to build it in that kind of flow. We don't give the customer the luxury to ask any question. He asks whatever kind of questions. We go to him, which product you need to know about, and what do you know? What do you need to know about this product specifically? You need prices, or you need technical support when it comes, and to show a video to the customer to make the conversation more engagement with that customer. Then we give him the prices, or we give him a support technically. And at a certain point of time, this technical support, it could we could create, let's say, a function within this to call a real agent, or to call a real customer support. So what we are looking for, Danny, is will you be able to support us in this, and how long it will take you, how much it will cost us, and then we can together fine tune the responses of those two assistants to make it to the best practice. We need you to maintain this with us as well, maybe in the 2-3 sessions, just to tell you that we made this. You correct it to us. Yes, this is wrong. This is right. It should be done in that way. The best practice is this. So far, so on.
Sure thing. So this is an interesting project. It catches my attention for the most part. I don't really get involved with a let me see something come up. I don't really get involved with projects that are startups and or with teams that are that I have to hold their hand, right? So you guys look like you have a very, very um not average but above average knowledge of the tool, right? Chatbot builder, of of AI, of prompt engineering. It's just a matter of fine tuning, right? So it's not necessarily, we're not building this from scratch, right? How you mentioned that you have a timeline or a deadline. How soon do you need this to be maybe not, because it's hard to say 100%, right? Because we constantly need to monitor, a variety of answers, and maybe maybe a few are not fine-tuned just yet. But how soon do you want this to be ready by, where it's maybe, let's say, 95% accurate, right? And I'm just throwing that number around.
Okay.
You mentioned January, you mentioned New Year. What is the timeline you have there?
Okay, so we are expecting the product to land within maximum 1 week from now, and then we will be start doing the Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So we can do something for you, Danny, as well. So Ahmed in the call, he is quite familiar with the tool. He is watching Ryan all the time, the videos, blah, blah, blah. we like you guys. So maybe we can create part of this flow, okay, specifically, and then the part where we stuck, we leave it to you, or you can do it from scratch if you wish. It's up to you.
Gotcha. So a week from today, and I'm looking at my calendar right now, it's January 4. Is that a fair
Yeah.
assumption, where we probably need to get to work within the next few days and then have something, let's say 95% ready by a week from now, and then monitor the responses as it goes live, and then tweak things accordingly, right? I'm a firm believer of social listening, right? Where we need to have a dedicated team member, maybe on your side. Maybe I can support that team member into you know enhancing some of these responses, fine-tuning some of these queries, and then move forward, right? From January 4 to maybe say, in February 4, the bot will be even smarter. I know that I don't have the liberty to mention specifics, but in January, there's going to be some updates to the platforms that not in the structural sense, but in the functionality. So there's some things that will likely be used here, where the bot will be a bit smarter than it was maybe at the beginning of January, right? So quick other things. So how about the content? So I know English and I know Spanish, but I do not know any other language. I'm sure that you guys are multilingual, and I'm sure that the bot itself, the capabilities of the multilingual functions will help us, or help you guys, help me, in essence, correct some things that I may, not identify right away. Is content in language,
In English.
in the various language, is that pretty much
No, it is
covered?
only in English.
Okay.
And because when let's say when the assistant translate the English content, he made it correct, but
Yeah.
not in all that. Yeah,
Okay.
not in all the terminologies.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some terminologies that need to be fine-tuned. Like
Sure.
if you see in the prompts which we give to the bot, for example, we see that this DiabetesCloud, this is our name in Arabic, he is not writing it correctly. When it
Okay.
comes to equal pump, maybe he write equal, not in the right spelling in Arabic. So
Okay.
cannula, okay? So the cannula, it is an English word, but he does not write it correctly, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
So this is where we put it in the prompts as well, so that we fine-tune the responses when it comes to the Arabic language. But
Okay.
the bot itself, or the assistant itself, it is quite, let's say, when translated, it is quite good. It needs to be fine-tuned for sure, yes, but let's say it is acceptable, because we are not willing to use the AI to replace the customer service function at all,
Sure.
but at
Sure.
least it will give just the promises, blah, 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 and just to, whenever it's coming to technical assistant, whenever the AI cannot assist, then the real agent can assist.
Got it. And you know what? I really need to highlight this section here of our conversation, because you understand that the importance of that personal touch, of that bot to human handover, where, you know, products like these, conditions as serious as diabetes, need to have that, you know, that confidence. The end user needs to have that confidence that not only they're speaking to a an automated system, but they have the
The ability to
capability
switch to
to switch to a
a
human
human.
being and to say, hey, you know, I need further help. I need further answers, and vice versa, right? For us to identify some of these gaps and say, okay, from here I'm taking over, right? And then
Yes.
Ahmed takes over, or someone in his team takes over. So I really like that mind frame that you have highlighted just now, because in other conversations I've had, you know, very naive people think that is just copy paste and automate A to Z and expect a smooth ride all the time, which is not the case. But I like that that you have that observation and that understanding. How many people is on your team besides Ahmed?
Uh, it is on that project. It is myself and Ahmed only
Okay.
are taking the lead here.
Okay, good. So that's you know, in a sense, that's also good that there's not too many hands in the pie, right? A few more questions. So I do have some things in the, let me see, in the calendar this next few days, and I know you guys are in an urgency mode here. So guys, if I were to produce a proposal in the next couple of hours, and I know you guys are probably waiting to, you know, to end this conversation so you can get to rest. How about if I provide a proposal first thing in the morning for you guys tomorrow, and if it's accepted, I mean, I'll give you a ballpark figure. Let me kind of review this recording in a few minutes before I get onto a next conversation I have pending. But I probably could fit this rush job in the next 24 hours, 48 hours. I might have to move some things around, but January 4th. But I think that to get started and to be able to fit it in my calendar, and I'm not gonna, you know, go and shoot for the moon here, but I think a with a deposit of $1,500 to $2,000, I can get started this weekend with the, you know, with Ahmed and with you, and going through a checklist, right? So before I provide a proposal and, you know, kind of like invest some time in that, does that sound like you know, does that fit your budget? You know, to get started with $2,000 first month, that will cover you for the first month, you know, consulting, you know, fine tuning of the bot. And then the next you know, in 30 days increments, we can keep it at, you know, under 2,000, maybe because of the rush. And because I have to move some things around, maybe you know, it's probably going to cost a little bit more than what I usually would cost in the monthly basis, without any commitment, 6-month commitment or nothing like that, month to month. If you guys are, you know,
Can